Ryan Paling had himself a great night. What did you think about his performance?
Yeah, he did, and you know he had put a lot of pressure on himself lately too. We met about it this week and talked about it, and you know as well as he's been playing and making everyone else around him better, he hadn't scored for a while, and I think any top player feels that pressure and puts that pressure on themselves. So to me, it was just I saw just a big weight lifted off his shoulders, and I think it propelled him to kind of take his game to the next level the rest of the game.
And being short a man tonight, how do you feel about how your team responded?
You know, early we weren't executing. I actually didn't think we played very well as a team the first period. I thought we got a little selfish. We got off our game plan as a team. We didn't like how we were playing, and I was happy with the response though from there.
And what do you think that the change was in that second period? That's when it's after Jimmy's goal. That's when the momentum seemed to have shifted your way.
Well, I think part of it was just being so unhappy about just. And that, you know, give Miami credit, they were making a good push in the first period too, so it wasn't all on us, but we certainly didn't feel like we took advantage of opportunities when we had them. We missed the net repeatedly on some grade A chances, and when you do that, you're going to make it tough on yourself. So we just didn't feel our execution was very good early, and Miami was playing a strong period, so we were in a tough spot.
And we talked about this prior to tonight's game, but do you think that the weird schedule this week with all the cancellations and not being able to have structured practices like normal had an effect on tonight?
I don't like excuses, you know, and heck, NHL guys took a whole week off and come back and play the next game, so I don't think there's any excuses there. I think we needed to be ready, and we need to find a way to come out stronger and playing together as a team tomorrow night right away, because you know Miami is going to be hungry again, and those kind of periods can cost you, so it's a lesson we need to learn quick.
One player that won't show up in the box score was Micah Miller. Just missed scoring in his fourth consecutive goal a bunch of times. What have
he
you
played
seen
great.
on him?
Micah Miller was fast. He was strong. He was first to pucks. He won puck battles all over the rink. He created a lot. Like you said, he wasn't on the score sheet, but he created a lot by how he played.
Also, Blake was on.
Yeah, every night, right?
Every night.
So it's almost like I don't even realize how good he plays sometimes, because that's just how he plays all the time. You know, it's one of those things. There's not a lot of ups and downs with him. He's a guy as a coach, and as I'm sure a teammate too. You know he's going to bring it every single night.
What is it about these guys where just the passing and stick to stick, tape to tape, almost every night?
Yeah, it's fun to watch sometimes, right? And when it's
watching a power play constantly.
yeah, you know those guys can really. They're talented players. The thing is, they've got talent, but they work hard too, so they get a lot of pucks back. So now you're seeing a second or third chance, and sometimes we were able to pin them in their end a little bit, where we can tire out a defender and even create some more. So we'll need more of that tomorrow night for sure, because I know it's going to be, as we know, any time in this league, that second night's even tougher. Good.
Thanks.
All right.
Just so overall, how do you feel about your team's performance tonight?
I think all right. I mean, a win's a win, but I think we're inconsistent. I think we kind of gave up a lot of opportunities that we shouldn't have. Didn't play as a team. I'm sure you got the same thing from coach. And yeah, I think tomorrow is kind of a good test for us to see if we can put 60 minutes together. And you know, the result tonight, obviously can't be upset with that. But I think tomorrow, if we can play more as a team, stick to our game plan, we'll be better.
Yeah, and Coach did mention the first 20 minutes you weren't necessarily playing your game, but did you think there was a shift in the momentum for you guys in that second period?
Yeah, I think so. I think probably towards the end. And I think the third period was good for us. Obviously, it showed up in the score sheet, but I think it's just kind of maybe a product of them taking more chances and us kind of capitalizing on them being kind of cheating on offense, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think a lot of guys stepped up when we needed to, and that's why the results were what they were.
Do you ever get tired of sending rockets in from the point?
No, I think I got to hit the net a lot more than I did tonight. The one that I did, I think it snuck in there, but yeah, no, it's something that I try to get pucks to the net, because good things happen when our forwards are around there and the goalie can't see. So.
Do you give Robbie his easiest assist of his career?
I don't know. He's probably had easier. I think he's just got to put it somewhere near me. I'll try to get on net, and sometimes they go in.
How good has Micah Miller been for you guys the last few games?
He's been awesome. He's coming out of his shell, which is unbelievable to see. You know, he's obviously a guy that's had a lot of success in high school and juniors, and I think right away it was just kind of a little bit longer period to adapt to this speed, and kind of the college game, but now that he has, it's been awesome. He was playing, it seems like every other shift in the third period, and that's huge for us.
And let's talk about Ryan Poehling as well. He lit it up tonight. What impressed you about his performance?
I think all the goal scoring, and that's yeah. I mean, everyone saw what he did on the international stage, and I think that was just kind of we were just kind of waiting for it here. He's been awesome for us all year, not just on the score sheet, but in all areas of the game. And tonight was, I think, is nice to see him kind of get rewarded for it.
Already one of the best scoring teams in the nation. If Ryan Poehling starts putting him in the back of the net more, how scared should other teams be?
I wouldn't want to play against him. I'll put it that way.
I know this is almost irrelevant now because it's the end of the game, but earlier this week you conducted practices when the coaches couldn't be there. What was that like for you?
I mean, it was all right. It was all right. We do captain's practice in the beginning of the year for seems like 2 months, but it was good. Just kind of a different experience, trying to keep the morale high and kind of the pace and guys focus as much as I could, which is an easy job for these guys. We've got a lot of really mature guys, a lot of seniors, which helps, and it was just different because it's less scrimmaging and more kind of systems and things like that, like we do in the season. And but it was fun though. I think it was good for us.
Another thing I wanted to ask you, I think tonight maybe it marks it as your 143rd consecutive game or a large number like that. How have you been able to stay healthy throughout your career to reach that milestone?
I think luck plays a part for sure, but I think just trying to keep taking care of my body as much as I can. We've got a lot of really good resources with Brian DeMaine, Travis Zenz, and some guys that come in and try to, I think, just help us stay healthy, and it's been huge for us. Just to, I mean, if you focus on that sort of thing and maybe get a couple good bounces, then you can be in the lineup as much as you can. Good.
Thanks, man.
All right.
How do you rate your play tonight?
I don't know. It's probably one of my better games for sure. Especially, I mean, maybe in my career. I mean, I think I just did the right things. I didn't really do anything special. I think I just worked hard and created opportunities for myself, and I think that's kind of what just happened. And I got rewarded for it. So to see that kind of pay off, it feels good for myself to see what I have to do in order to keep doing that, I guess, for the rest of the season.
And people had been saying that the way you were playing tonight looked like you were back out in the World Junior stage playing like the way you did there. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I was just attacking more, and I think I like I said, I created opportunities for myself, and I'm not relying on anyone else. It's just kind of myself, and I think that's one thing that I have to do. I did over in World Juniors that I can bring back to here, so I think it's a good start for me today.
Did it feel like you got a monkey off your back today?
Yeah, I did. That's silly. I mean, I haven't scored in a while against CC. It's probably like 18 games, so for me to do that tonight, it felt good.
And Coach also mentioned that you two had a conversation earlier this week. Do you think that played a part in how you played tonight as well?
No, for sure. I mean, I mean, looking back at last week, I was a little frustrated with how I've been playing, and I think this was a good tone. I mean, me and Coach talked about it, and he had some good things to say and some things that I need to work on. So for us to have the conversation and be civil about it was good, and I think it transformed tonight.
Talk us through that. I think it was the first goal where you got the puck at the end line and then took it all the way down.
Yeah, no, like I said, that's me attacking. I mean, just creating opportunities for myself, and I used my speed. I got around one guy, and then I kick played it out to Lizzo and just kept going to the net. So for him to make a great play too on his backhand was good to see.
What's it like to play with Blake? Because he's making stuff happen.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it's tough for me because we're both centers, so we never really get to. So when we're on the power play, it's fun. I mean, he creates opportunities all the time. I mean, he's probably the best guy in the corners that I've seen in college hockey. So for him to do that stuff night in and night out, it's special.